You're gay. Hello and welcome back, Ravers. It is season 5, episode 6 of Gay Rave, and I am the Gabby L. I am wearing my new hat from Five Below. So I went to go see the movies this weekend. I went to go see the drama, and of course I had to stop at Five Below, which is right across the street. The 42nd Street AMC Empire. I wanted to be specific, okay? And it says New York on a hot dog, and it says New York in mustard. Listen, I'm not a condiments bitch, but I'm not going to complain. All right, $5 at Five Below. I'm gorgeous. So, welcome back. I am so happy that we're here. We have so much to talk about. Happy 420, first of all, to all those who celebrate. You're under arrest, okay? Citizen's arrest for all my people who are doing illegal drugs on this day. But luckily, by the time you hear this, it will be the day following. I have a lot of weed friends. A lot of weed friends, and it's just like not my truth. I feel a kinship with people who just like never could get into it. It's not like I don't think it would be fun. I just haven't ever had an experience where, one, I felt it was like really hitting, number one, and number two, then like if it did hit, I was like in a comfortable and safe space. I was never like feeling high and feeling like relaxed and comfortable. I was always just kind of like, ooh, I don't know, everything feels like a little tense, feels a little tension. So that's not my truth. Also, 420, Hitler's birthday. I don't know, coincidence? I think not. I didn't know you were into Hitler's birthday like that, but okay, if you guys are celebrating, I guess have fun. Also, this week, Lesbian Visibility Week. Shout out. You are all very visible to me. So go, be outside, be visible this week, and come to bingo on Thursday, okay? Because I plan to be dressed up like the lesbian flag, and I need people who know what that looks like, all right? These 21-year-olds at the bush, these 18, 19, 21-year-olds at the bush, they're not really going to know, and everyone's pan and probably poly and bisexual or whatever, and I just can't. I don't know. I need some elders, and I need y'all to lock in, all right? I'm stressed out, and I'm scared. So that's also this week. This past week, though, I was in Arizona for work. I was in Phoenix. I need to buy stock in Phoenix somehow. Not that it's a good place. I'm just there all the fucking time. Okay, I'm there at least twice a year for work. This year, probably more, because I'm going to be there again in a couple weeks. I don't know. Everyone just is obsessed with Phoenix, I guess. It's just like the convenience. Not for me personally, but all right. Saw a lot of corporate people, had to do a lot of schmoozing, which I personally love. But these men, like these corporate oldies, these old heads, old hitty ass men, all white, of course, naturally. I like some of the ones I work with. I think like generally some of them are good men. But then there's others which I'm like, the amount of competing complexes that are taking place inside of your brain, it's crazy. I would say it needed to be studied, but men's brains are the only thing that are studied anyway. So kind of hard to say. Finding a corporate man without hella competing overlapping complexes is like looking for rain in this drought. Useless and disappointing. That's correct. Okay. And on the way home, I watched the movie La La Land because I have never seen it. Cried, of course. It was very beautiful. I liked it. I remember people liking it at the time. Didn't someone win an award for it? Did Emma Stone win an award? I don't actually remember, but it's I think a beautiful story, and I know I'm PMSing, but I think I would have cried anyway. All right, so that happened on the way home. Also started a new book. Since I'm really ripping through these books, I said I needed to read 12 this year. I'm already down like 2 or 3, which is pretty good. I started this book called Debt. It's about like the history of debt. Very interesting. The author's being kind of cheeky and funny. But I do now have this affliction. This weekend, we were a little drunk and headed home from softball. Alina confronted me, came to me as a woman and said, "You don't engage with fiction enough." And it kind of threw me off my chair. It threw me off my beat. I was like, wait a minute, you're kind of right. I am constantly living on this earth in this reality. What is the deal with that? What is the deal? I only read nonfiction, and this isn't like a cry for help. It's not like I only read nonfiction, like you should be worried. It's like I actually enjoy nonfiction books. I prefer it. I read a lot of biographies because I like to get in people's minds and understand their journey and what allowed them to be successful or put them in the position that they're in. I find that to be quite interesting because obviously no two things are exactly the same, and I just think it's amazing to see the randomness of success in a lot of ways, and sometimes it's just right place, right time, right person, right era. I just think it's amazing. Like when I read Molly Shannon's book, I was like, she literally was the right person, right place, right era. Like she was putting her like headshots and her resume under people's doors at a studio and like calling them and pretending to be her agent and then getting herself booked for things. Like you can't do a lot of those things now, right? Like there aren't like agencies and offices, and they would never allow a random person to be booking someone without like validation, I'm sure, right? So that I thought was special. Okay. So that being said, back to the point. The point is, do I not engage with fiction enough? And the answer is yes. I almost never do, unless it's like movies. I watch movies sometimes. But I really do want to get into series again. So I want to do Sex in the City, and I want to do Hacks, and I think that's all I'll bite off for now. I still wanted to do I Love LA, but I feel like the moment's passed. Social Cloud, all gone. Also, it's like the girls, is it 10-year reunion? 10 years? Yeah, 10 years of Girls, and knowing that I just watched Girls about a year ago, and watching sort of like Lena Dunham, who like not only like wrote and created Girls when she was young as fuck, but now she's writing this book called Fame Sick, where she talks a lot about like the process of like going through Girls and being thrust into fame and all the opportunities that she got pretty young and her like journey so far. And all of like her celebrity exes, it's like full of tea, etc. People really roast her for claiming that she's the voice of a generation, but I actually think she's like ironically stumbled into being able to create a show that was very, very relatable, like with these very imperfect characters and these really like flawed friendships and these like fucked up dynamics between people and relationships and parents. There's so many components, and I found a lot of it really really relatable in a like a weird and fucked up way. And a lot of it obviously has to do with New York, but shout out 10 Years of Girls. If you haven't watched it or finished it, I would encourage you to. I think even as a 30 plus person watching it, I found a lot of opportunities to like laugh and enjoy and relate, even though these girls are like 10 years my junior in the show. I think it is beautiful as a moment in time. Okay, that is my take on that. All right. So I'll try to engage with more fiction. I did go to the movies this weekend. Fascinating experience. Okay, so I went on Sunday to go see the drama because it has not been spoiled for me, which is amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, so I go to the movies, and of course I get there so fucking early. I go to Five Below, I get my snacks, and then I get in there and I'm like, okay, I have like 45 minutes. What am I going to do? Obviously play crossplay and get my fucking ass beat at this fucking Words with Friends game on my phone. But while I do that, I'm watching the trailers. The Odyssey trailer comes on. Okay, the Odyssey trailer, they started to do this like thing where they bring LeBron in, and LeBron sort of talking about his journey, and LeBron is obviously like retiring and talking about his career and like being a legend. And I'm like, why is he here? Like, why are we collaborating with LeBron in this way? He's not in this movie. Is he traveling home after war? Did he disguise himself as a beggar to test his wife? I am confused, okay? And yes, I did have to refresh myself on what the Odyssey was about. But celebs on celebs, it looks like it's going to be beautiful. Obviously, Christopher Nolan, I trust him with my life. But why are they doing this LeBron marketing campaign? Something is weird. It's like in Parks and Rec when they said at the end of the day, like in like 2030, it's going to be like Chipotle, Exxon, like everything is going to be one. And it felt like that. I'm like, why are we bringing LeBron into this? My King LeBron. Why are we bringing the NBA into this? Capitalism. That's why. All right. Okay. Also, Devil Wears Prada 2 is coming out imminently. At the airport, it's all that I could see. At the movies, long trailer. Listen, I liked the first movie. Didn't love it. Will I see the second one? Yes. It's a cultural experience. I need to see it. I want to see the cameos. I want to know what's the tea. And also, Anne Hathaway was just named like one of the most beautiful people in the world. And I was like, yeah, okay, she looks great. But she's looked great for so fucking long, and you know that she's gotten really good work done. And I'm like, can one person have a fucking crow's foot? I would love to see a crow's foot. I would love to see a smile line. I'd love to see a fucking eye bag. okay? An eye bag, a forehead line, anything that shows me that you've existed for more than 20 years on this earth. That would be awesome, okay? Done with my rant, moving on. So there's a song that Doechii and Lady Gaga put out for the Devil Wears Prada movie, okay? And this song, when I tell you, it is the peak gay male experience. I can see RuPaul performing this song right now. I can see this. It's like the nails, hair, hips, heels, Todrick Hall song. I can see this performed by every queen in the city at the same exact time. All right. It is made for drag performance. It is made for fan clacking culture. It feels very gay. Okay. And something about it that I'm going to say is that I am going to do my best to make this a hit. I don't care. I love Doechii. I love Gaga. It's a pop song. I will be spinning it, although sometimes maybe it's not my favorite. Okay. But we need to step up and we need to make it a hit. And that's all I have to say about that. Okay. The drama itself, the movie, I really, really liked it. All right. And that motherfucking Haim sister, one of the 3 band members of the Haim band and family, I think she's the youngest one, Alana, whatever. Okay. She's in this movie. She was also in One Battle and After Another. She's like in all the fucking hot films. Who is her agent who's getting her in not just cameos, like main character status of this film, okay, of the drama. All right. I really liked it. And honestly, when that, Alana Haim was like, these conversations that come for this movie are going to be really good. Why was she spitting with that? Like, I was roasting her, but now I'm kind of like, yeah, I can totally see it. I'm not going to spoil it. I did put a poll out on my Instagram asking me if I was allowed to spoil it yet, and people said no. Overwhelmingly, people said just let it rip, but I hate a spoiler because I grew up with 2 spoilers in my household. Mom and Mia, I know you're listening to this. Spoilers galore. Also, Virginia, too, I'm going to put you in there. All right? I remember you spoiling the Bachelor Andy Dorfman season for me. We were supposed to watch it together. We went to Sarah's house instead. And I said, no one say a word about it. And then you told me that Josh was the one who won. And I said, I thought it was going to be Nick. I wish you didn't tell me. Okay? And I'm never going to get past this. I will never forget that moment. All right? Hate a spoiler. Have always hated a spoiler. So I'm not going to be that person for you. All I'm going to say is I can fix her. Okay? Overall, my take without any spoilers is I accept you and I can fix you. Okay? Moving on. Other current events, Jill Biden bid $35,000 to be a guest star on Heated Rivalry. It was this like LGBTQ fundraiser. 35 G's. 35 bones? Dr. Jill, are you a freak for real? Okay, and she lost, but it was just a cameo on Heated Rivalry. And honestly, money worth losing. Someone on Twitter said, welcome Jill Biden as Scott Hunter's dead mom. I could see it. I was like, where would she be, And it doesn't even matter. To get Dr. Jill in there, I don't know, maybe she's a sports psychologist. I don't know, maybe she's a reporter. I would love to have seen what they would have done with her. They should have let her win. She should have gone harder. What are you going to use the money for now? Okay? You got money up the wazoo. Don't they have some of the money from what's his face? Hunter? Isn't Hunter on a board of something? He's got that, that crack money. There's something to it, okay? She should have gone harder. She should have gotten the cameo. I know she said that she has no regrets, that she said it was money well spent nonetheless. I just really would love to have seen the timeline where she's on the show. I would love to see her explain to Joe Biden that she's cameoing on the show, and then him watch her cameo and just be surrounded by every hockey player being gay or trans and pounding each other out. Missed opportunity. That's all I gotta say. Creators of the show, lock in. All right, step up. Also, speaking of TV and more fiction, Euphoria. Euphoria's back, the final season. It's like 5 years in the future. I will be honest, as a surprise to literally no one, I never watched it, okay? But I know that everyone was like really into like the makeup, obviously like Hunter Schafer, Jacob Elordi, Sydney Sweeney, Zendaya. Can't complain, right? Hits. Are people watching it? Are people watching this final season? Haven't heard much. Don't know if my people are really watching it, but it was very popping in 2019 when it came out. Can you believe that was only 2019? They came out like 7 years ago. It feels like I was going to say 10 years ago, but 7 years, lot can change, okay? But all the content I'm seeing about Euphoria is mostly just Sydney Sweeney boob porn, and I'm fucking over it, okay? I think that the way that they're promoting the season, making her, Sydney Sweeney's character, Cassie, into an OnlyFans girl, it's pandering and it's simple, okay? We get it. She has boobs and she's blonde. We know. Making her into an OnlyFans model so that way she'll take her clothes off and show her boobs in this final season, it's pandering and I'm past it. But Barbie Ferreira, she was on that show. Not sure if she still is. She's a lesbian. Shout out. It's Lesbian Visibility Week and I see you, Barbie Ferreira. In her Gay Times article, she's quoted saying like, it's like a cover story. Barbie Ferreira of Euphoria fame, who also lost like 100 pounds. Don't get me started. I'm not going to go down my tangent right now, but like apparently she looks so good. Everyone's like praising how she looks. And I was like, great, awesome. Like, let's once again reward somebody socially for losing a bunch of weight. Not the point, people. All right. So Barbie Ferreira, cover story of Gay Times, and she's quoted going, "My whole family are lesbians." Iconic. Say less. I didn't even read the article. I'm like, I've seen everything I need to see here. I'm done. Congrats to her on being a lesbian. All right. Best decision you'll ever make. Am I right? Am I right? Okay. Other things that happened this week. Softball started back up. Go resting pitch face. Our team is the best vibes. I am officially the worst player on the team, and hurts me a little. It hurts. Listen, I used to be the worst player on a worse team though, and it's better to be the worst player on a good team than to be the worst player on a bad team. I do think that's my final conclusion. So no regrets. I'm still going to be trying really hard, maximum effort. Also, basketball class starts this week. Never too late basketball starts this week on Wednesday. Can't wait. I'm going to be the noob showing up with brand new state-of-the-art Asia Wilson sneakers. Having never played basketball before. And that, I think there needs to be a specific slur for. There needs to be a slur for people who show up to something for the first time with state-of-the-art gear. I should get rec specs too. I should get like a shooting sleeve. I think that would be peak comedy. All right. And pickleball with Abby and our other gay ravers on Thursday. A lot of fun and good things to look forward to. Okay. Also, this weekend, Coachella weekend too. Did you know that tickets to Coachella for one weekend, $3,000? That is fucking crazy. I mean, back in the day, I think Scott and I flirted with going, well, were we ever going to go? Flirted with going back in like 2018, 2019, and it was like $1,500 for a weekend. $3,000. So that's just to get the tickets to go into the festival, not including the getting there, the getting to the city, the staying, all of that things, getting to and from the festival, blah, blah, blah. Like, that is insane. And I know I was talking mad shit last week about Bieber and how he was like just looking up YouTube videos and performing on top of them, doing like a gay guy karaoke situation. But he stepped his pussy up this week. Okay. And I do think he really gave people what they wanted, and it was actually quite beautiful to watch. He did One Less Lonely Girl. He brought up Billie Eilish. He had SZA come out. He had Big Sean come out. He pulled up the YouTube video of the Apparently kid, who was goated in this household. Apparently, don't get me started, okay? My Apparently is off the charts, okay? Trying to get that out of my vocal stem is like trying to find rain in this drought. Useless and disappointing, all right? And the year was like 2016. I couldn't shut the fuck up about it, all right? That little kid is a full-grown adult now, and I'm still quoting him. Legend. His legacy lives on. And you know what? When he brought Billie up, or sort of Haley was like, you know, One Less Lonely Girl, Haley Bieber was like pushing Billie out because Billie Eilish was a huge Justin Bieber fan as a child. He remixed Bad Guy like it was a big deal. Billie is vocally a Justin Bieber fan, okay? So Billie is like falling all over herself, getting up on stage to be one less lonely girl. Justin's like, get up here, girl. Like, we're ready to do this whole thing. And she's like falling over herself. She's like cracking up. She's dying. She's just like in awe. And you know what? It really reminded me a lot of what Taylor Swift used to do when she would win awards. Like her award acceptance thing, how she would always just be like, oh my God. And she'd have her like mouth agape and her hands would be at her face and she'd be going really slow and looking around like, oh my God, like, can you believe this? And she got fucking roasted for that. Taylor Swift used to be made fun of mercilessly for the amount of shock, awe, and just like general attention seeking behavior that she was emitting during her awards winning process. Okay. And I think that Billie Eilish was doing the like, I'm shy, I'm awkward, oh my God, I can't believe this is real life type shit that Taylor Swift was doing, and she's not getting the same treatment. And to that I say, I'm seeing through you, Billie. All right. Let's get those feet under those legs. All right. Let's move this thing along. I was feeling as if, let's get it together. Even Bieber was like, get up, like hugging her on the ground, like trying to pull her up. I'm like, girl, please. Like, falling once, fine. Maybe the second time, just like being so shocked, but like, we got to pull this thing together. The performance is only 90 minutes. The song's almost over. All right. So I think that Billie should be mocked as much as Taylor Swift was mocked for her level of shock and awe. Billie, you are a celebrity. You have a concert film coming out. You are also on par with Justin's level of celebrity. Let's take it down for a second. Okay. That's all I have to say on that. Do love SZA. Big Sean, As Long As You Love Me. That choreography, double platinum in my room. I think it was in college with Scott. Okay. We were doing it all. We were multidimensional. We were learning Watch the Throne songs. We were learning choreo. We were doing Mario Kart. We were actually, that's it. We were just doing those three things. Okay. But nonetheless, that was beautiful. And I think he did a great job. He also broke every record, like the most merch sold, the most watched performance on YouTube, the most, ticket demand, all of that stuff. Okay. Good for Bieber. Very, very happy for him. Also, Karol G, beautiful performance, brought out other Colombians. She brought out J Balvin, like incredible. And she announced a tour. I will be in attendance. And I will be in attendance if I can afford it. All right. Also, Casey Musgraves did a performance at week 2. She remixed All My Exes Live in Texas. She dropped another single. Could not wait for it. Sabrina Carpenter brought out motherfucking Madonna. And I say to you, thank you, Sabrina, because we need to educate the youth about Madonna and how Madonna was in her time. Talk about a fucking legend, okay? She was bringing sexuality for women into the mainstream. It's like, remember like Miley's like bangers era and how she was just like absolutely taken down and called like every horrible word in the book for being like promiscuous and taking her clothes off and changing her ways and being like hypersexual, right? It's like Madonna was doing that before women were like able to be sexual. It was like a Miley bangers moment every year in level of shock value. And I think that Madonna was obviously one of the greats of her generation starting in like the 80s. But the way that she has influenced the pop girls, not only of today, but of obviously like the decades past, I think Sabrina definitely paid homage to that, but also was breaking through like from a sexuality standpoint, like a virgin. And even her Justify My Love video, she did a music video that was banned by MTV for being too sexual. It had like bisexuality, it had some like kink in it, it had her boobs in it, it had sex in it. Banned. Hello. It's as if your song wasn't on Spotify. Like that's how important, having your music video and your music on MTV was. She was trying to like break boundaries, and I feel like she was doing it for women, and she sort of like paved that path for them. And I recognize game. Love that. And so I want to say shout out to Madonna and her generational run. And I feel like she's been generally unproblematic. I think other than like the cultural appropriation, which she has definitely done, but she's 67. I'm sure every 67-year-old has had their moment. Who hasn't gotten cornrows? I'm kidding. Don't do that. That is quite bad. And she too got her plastic surgery fixed, and it does look quite good. She was looking 10 years older than Sabrina. I was like, Jesus Christ, Madonna. She was like 49 years old when Hung Up came on. Time goes by so slowly. Are you kidding? The fucking ABBA beat? It was one of the first songs that ABBA allowed to be sampled. Did you know that? Incredible. Can't be stopped. She is truly the gift that keeps on giving. Do I still listen to any of her current music? Not really. But I did listen to the Tokisha song, and I did listen to Bitch I'm Madonna, obviously. Because it's true. Bitch, she is Madonna, okay? And that's all I have to say about that. Let's move into rave reviews, shall we? And the rave review is going to be for me. And it's going to be saying, good job, Gab. You are really, really great. This trip has made me feel quite invigorated. And I feel like the last time I felt this full was probably in like 2021. And I don't want to say busy, because busy has a connotation that's like it's bad, or I'm distracting myself, or it's not intentional. I think full feels like, I'm doing things that make me feel like stretched, and my days feel fuller and they feel more valuable. I feel like I'm doing more with the time that I have, like with Beyonce's 24 hours a day, And that does feel quite nice. When you like stretch your days, or you wake up earlier, or you do more with the hours that you have, it does make you feel much more full, which is quite nice. So I'm feeling full. Being single, seeing double, making triple, obviously. Proud of myself, and also trusting myself more. I think I've been known to be a person who like watches my words, and who tries to be really intentional about like the words that I use and the words that I say. And at times it stops me from being like as like honest as I want to be, or as quick as I want to be, because I'm too busy thinking about what's the right thing to say, what are the right words. And I'm trying to trust myself more in just saying the things that I'm feeling, and trying to not be so calculated and so perfect all the time. So that's something I'm proud of myself for. And as a follow-up to my trying to not log my food journey, I didn't log at all during my trips. So that's a huge win for me. I like my phone gaming. Cake Sort kind of broke that trend, kind of cold turkey. So I quit my game addiction to Cake Sort on my phone by deleting that app. And I didn't delete my calorie tracking app, but I did not log for my trips, which felt quite nice and quite freeing. It did enter my mind sometimes, but then I just let it go, and it was great. Okay. So there's just a lot to be excited about. Like I said, I'm excited to learn how to play basketball, and Rachel and I were texting today, and she said that she knows somebody who took a class on how to DJ. Am I hearing winter hobby? Am I hearing fall hobby? Let's add it to the fucking list. Imagine if I learned how to DJ. It would really fill out my suite of offerings, I feel. Imagine if I could dance and host and DJ and be drinking and having a nice time. I think that this is a vertical that has been uncharted. There's not a lot of competition, and I could really be carving out my niche. I would be Barden Bella's pitch perfecting, remixing all over your ass, and you could wait on it. And that's why one of our songs of the week is going to be DJ Honeybee Rompe Iu, which is EOO by Bad Bunny remixed with Rompe, but also connected to other songs. Absolutely incredible remix. I'm on SoundCloud. Okay, I'm on SoundCloud. I'm listening to this shit. I'm typing in Bad Bunny remixes. I'm seeing what's coming up. All right, I'm doing the real work out here. You're fucking welcome. So that's all the things that I'm excited about. All right, moving forward. Grave review. We have to talk about it, and I'm so sorry. We do have to talk about it. Megan Rapinoe and Sue Bird broke up. The amount of texts that I got about this news, about two people I've never met and do not know, shocking. It's like when the Pope died. When the Pope died, I got approximately 8. Not double digits, but more than one would expect for a Pope's death. 8 messages. And when Sue and Megan broke up, I probably got 4. All right. So half the Pope. Still good rate. 50%. All right. And people were like, you got to talk about this on the pod. And I certainly will. As somebody who read Megan Rapinoe's book, One Life, I do know the story about how they got together. And so Megan was actually engaged to her fiance like just before she got with Sue. So she had been with her fiance for quite some time, had gotten engaged, I think, as recently as 2015, broke off their engagement and began seeing Sue in 2016. So she met Sue in 2016 as they were doing press for the Rio Olympics. And so that's when they sort of like got to get to know each other. They were working together and doing coverage of the Olympics, which was really cool. And so that's when they got together. She broke off her engagement. They went on their first date. She said she felt love at first sight, which exciting, fun, cool. Engaged in 2020. And unfortunately just announced last week that they will be separating. And so like their announcement was on their joint channel. They have a podcast together called A Touch More, and they've been doing that for quite some time. Very, very successful. They even have like this little bit about like their rants and the things that like they bicker about, which I think is like really cute. So they talked about how the podcast was going to like eventually like end, and they were going to take separate weeks and do separate episodes moving forward, which is absolutely the right call. And eventually, you know, like wind that down. They have separate endeavors that they're going to be doing. They are also like jointly executive producing this show, which is called Playing the Field, which is based on a book called Cleat Cute by Meryl Wilsner. So I think they're trying to do like the heated rivalry of lesbian soccer, which will be successful if all things go according to plan. But most of all, I just think it's really, really sad. They were together for 10 years, you know, engaged for almost 6 of them. They did have a very idyllic seeming relationship. Sue Bird actually came out when her and Megan sort of came out together in 2017. Sue Bird had been a lesbian, obviously, but had never publicly discussed it. But when her and Megan got together and went public, that was Sue Bird like addressing her lesbianity for the first time. Hello, lesbian visibility. Hi, I see you. And they were the first lesbian couple on The Body Issue, ESPN, which I'm always looking at disrespectfully like, hey, how y'all doing? Also, Sports Illustrated coming out. Nafisa Collier's in it this year. Other athletes, I'm sure I just haven't taken a look at yet, but always look forward to that. The gag about when they do the Sports Illustrated shit, and even when they do The Body Issue, they are always giving these female athletes like a glam red carpet ass full beat of makeup, and it just pisses me off. I'm like, can you give them like a natural look? Like they are fully in the nude, like in a desert or something. Like they probably wouldn't be in Broadway style red carpet glam Oscars. Okay, can you just put them in like a natural look? You think Kim Kardashian would ever go on a magazine looking that way? No, she would be like, I need to look like my surroundings. I need to look like me. I need to look good. You know what I'm saying? Don't be giving them a full fucking set of these Ariana Grande strip lashes just to have them on a beach somewhere. You look crazy. The bronzer looks nuts. The highlighter looks crazy. The blush is crazy. Just make them look like normal people. All right? That is what I am begging you bitches to do. Okay? Moving on. So yes, we are very sad about the breakup between Megan Rapinoe and Sue Bird. I do think they're doing the right thing. It just so sucks that like they have to go through this breakup, which has probably already been taking place for weeks, if not months. Like you don't just do this on a whim. But the fact that they like owe their fans these things because they were in business together, like it actually sucks extra. Like you do a lot of PR when you go through a breakup anyway. Because I think you want to like have a joint message in some ways. Like you want to be on the same page about things, but it just sucks. I can't imagine how much it sucks to now have it be a point of, you know, your life and your business and the way that you like support yourself. Like it is a question that will come up and you have to think about them even more. And they had all these beautiful moments together. Like they both retired from their profession together. They, you know, turned 40 together. They're entering this next chapter. I think there's just a lot there. So I can imagine it's layered, and I am sad for them, obviously. But if they're ever interested in some of the saddest songs you've ever heard, I got you, girls. I got you. Call me. Maybe I'll slide in the DMs. I do have my blue check. Maybe they'll see it. Okay. And they will thank me. If you have you heard of Lucy Dacus? Have you met her? Okay. Lucy Dacus merely posted the lyrics to a song that she is going to release, and I swear to God, I shed a tear. And yeah, I'm PMSing. And so what about it? All right. Moving on to Can I Say Something? I just want to say one quick thing about the fucking metric system. And what I have to say is this. Why is it that kilograms to pounds is like double. Okay? Why is it that 30 kilos is like 66 pounds? But a 5K is 3 miles. That's going to piss me off. Okay? Kilograms is less than pounds. Kilometers is more than miles. And don't get me fucking started on Fahrenheit and Celsius. I do not know the modes of doing these translations, and I wish it was just double or half or a third. But now I have to do all of this math and all this fuck ass calculations, and it's really, I just wish that yesteryear would have fucking figured this out and just decided to do the metric system instead of these fuck ass systems that only Americans use and they actually don't make sense anywhere else. America will do anything to not use the metric system. They're like, how can I approximately measure this? It's like, oh, a sinkhole has formed in the ground. It's 4 washing machines wide. Like, that is literally what we do rather than say that it is like a meter wide. Okay? A meter? I never met her. Okay? Moving on. I'm over it. And I know you're going to think, oh, you're so basic American. You're so stupid. Well, yeah. Okay. I'm coming out as basic and only knowing the American systems. And I'm disappointed too. Okay. Yeah, I am too. I know. I'm sorry for the week. So y'all know I went to Peru and then I came home for one day and then I went to Arizona for work. So I arrived in Arizona. My flight was at 8 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. I arrived at around noon with my backpack and my suitcase right to the office. Okay. Because the program that I was supposed to be there for, I'd already started, but luckily went through the end of the day and we had a dinner. So I didn't get back to the hotel to check in until like 9 p.m. So like I was there for valuable hours. All right. So my boss, in front of the group of people, like I get in at noon, it's lunchtime. She introduces me, like we get there, we say hi. And she starts telling people how I deserve like the MVP award for coming right from Peru to coming right to Arizona from Peru. And I at first was like, she knows that I was home for that one day. She knows I didn't come here right from Peru. Like I'm dressed in work clothes, I'm showered, like my suitcase is like not busting open. She knows. And so I didn't correct her. I didn't really say anything. I was just like, oh yeah, it's crazy. She's like, what time zone do you feel like you're in? And I was like, well, Peru is only an hour behind New York and Phoenix is only 2 hours behind that. So it's hard to say, somewhere in between. So essentially she kept bringing up how I came right from Peru to Arizona and she was really praising me. It came up multiple times and she was laying on thick. And I did not have the heart to stop her. It was coming up so many times that if I didn't correct her the first time, if I corrected her in the future, that would look even weirder. And she'd probably be like, why didn't you say that the first time? So by bypassing it and letting it slide the first time, I couldn't correct it any other time. So then I just started like just lying by omission by being like, exhausted. Crazy. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow. Tired. And I'm sorry, and I know that I should have corrected her, but now it's in the past, and it's just one of those little white lies, and I know it means nothing, but is it so wrong to just want to be the MVP? If I went right from Peru to Arizona, it would actually have probably been better, because then I would be like less tired and more rested, although don't know how my suitcase would have pulled that off, but nonetheless, I did choose to come home, JFK, to my home, stay here for one day, back to JFK to go to Arizona, and I did lie to her about that. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry to you, Mayuri, and to the people that we lied to, but if you respect me, I am willing to accept all of the credit and none of the blame. All right? Songs of the week are going to be obviously that Rompeyo remix by DJ Honeybee. I'll put the Spotify link in the show notes. You should Spotify, SoundCloud, obviously. You can listen for free with 2 30-second ads every 5 minutes. Me listening to Charlie's Boiler Room set, like, I will listen to 1 minute of ads just to avoid paying $5.99 a month. I don't know. I already pay $30 a month for YouTube. I can't do more than that. Okay? I'll fucking take the ads. I don't care. It's like a fucking Uber Eats McDonald's ad, and I'm like, fine, listen, I'll listen. Fine. Other songs of the week, KGB by Adela. Quite good. She's like, I'm that KG bitch. And I'm like, are we there yet? But whatever. It's a banger pop song. And then Devotion by Bieber and Dijon. Okay. Very, very good. I had to go back to Swag Part 1 and it was hitting. Okay. Kind of romantic vibes, kind of sexy vibes, kind of lover girl vibes. And we're back on the Bieber train. He has fully come back. He has come back into my good graces. I don't think that he's doing a social experiment or trying to make any sort of narrative about his childhood success and trying to make this into performance art. Nope. Just think he's a guy doing what he's doing, and that's fine. And I'm thinking too much about it because I don't engage with fiction. Because I'm doing too much nonfiction. I'm too much in this world. I need to be out of this world. Hey, okay. This has been amazing. Thank you for listening. I really, really appreciate it. I have missed you so much, and I cannot wait for us to reconnect next week to hear about all the things that happen between now and then. I can't wait to tell you about how basketball goes and bingo, obviously, and then softball, and then we're going to see the Savannah Bananas, and then I'm going to Thai Diner. There's so many things we have to talk about next week. Okay? And watch the fucking drama so I can spoil it. All right? I do want to discuss that. I'm not going to drop it. This has been Gay Rave. I am the Gabby L, and the L is for say it with me, ravers. Love you. Bye.
That's what she said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.